Okay, guys, how are you guys doing? So we're gonna get started. This is going to be a fingers crossed short video, and I'm going to be tackling a topic that I believe is more of a one-on-one topic. So hopefully you guys will be able to hear me clearly and learn a lot. I think that this is going to definitely be one of those videos where you're really going to learn a lot. We did a video a couple months ago. I had short hair. I was wearing a red dress. I think it was several months ago, and we were talking about planners and about like layouts and journals and planners. But today I'm going to be doing a much more simple and easy to understand. So we have four four sections that I want to target. Hey Brenda, how are you? Hey girly girl, how are you doing? Hey guys, for those who are watching, can y'all comment and say hello in the live chat? Let's get the live chat is where it's at, guys. The live chat is where it's at. So if you're watching live, don't be a stranger. This is our community. So I would like to see. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hey Prince, go. Hey Brianna. Hey Tiffany. Hey. Hey, Brittany's in the house. Yes. And so here's the thing, hopefully across time, we're gonna really I'm so excited about this community because I'm starting to see faces that I know, I'm starting to connect with you guys. So this is gonna be awesome. Hey girl. Hey, now y'all know I butcher names. Is it Janika? Did I get that right? Let me know. Hey Barbara. Hey Barb. Hey Bible study with Victoria. Hey Victoria, how are you? Hey Jen. Okay, I see Jen was on last live. Randallyn, hey, how are you? Hey Sonia. Hey, oh, this is Vale. Is it Vale? It's Vale and Valet. Valet's fancy. Vale. I'm gonna call Vale. Oh, hey Lynn. Hey Michelle. Hey Angela. Hey Anita. Oh, look at y'all. Y'all so pretty. Y'all are so pretty. Did I make sure I didn't miss anyone? I don't want to miss anybody. Okay. So we're gonna get started. If I missed you, let me know, please. Just say, "Hey, Gigi, you missed me." So, guys, today is really informative. This is definitely one of those take notes, on the notepad with kind of thing. So we're gonna jump right into it. I'm not gonna, be too long. I need to go home. Velkeeta. Oh, it's together. Now look, I read just one part of her name. See that's the reason why I butcher names. Velkeeta, there we go, got it. So it's a space, that's what it is, a space, so put it together. Velkeeta ready. Hey girl, hey girl. Hey Jen. Okay, y'all. So we're gonna get started. Today we're talking tonight, or whenever you're watching this, this is officially your training of planner layout one-on-one. Let's get started. Number one, my name is Genesis Dorsey, and you are joining Print School with Genesis Dorsey. This is officially, I'm so hyped. This is our new name. I'm like, I can't even contain how excited I am. We officially have crossed, we're about to hit 7,000 subscribers real soon. Now, right now, we're at 6,600 and let me refresh because I got a subscriber like a minute ago. So 6,000. Hold on, it's loading. I got subscribers in the last couple seconds then because it went from 6,623 now to 6,624. So shout out to whoever the last subscriber was. You are it. Okay, awesome. So because of that, I made an announcement on the community tab. If you are not seeing those, you definitely need to see them. And this is kind of where I post updates. And I did put some questions out there. So please respond to those if you desire. But because we're really growing, like in the past 30 days, guys, we have gotten over let's get this right, 436 people have subscribed to this channel in the past 28 days. Now, if that's not telling you something, I don't know what else is. And so we are seeing a spike in subscribers and views. People are hopping on this ship and they're like, listen, Gigi, we're about to go somewhere with planners, journals, print on demand products. Because of that, this weekend, we're making huge changes and you're going to start to see this promoted a lot more. basically what's happening is that this channel is officially becoming print school with genesisdorsey.com. With Genesis Dorsey, it's still going to be Genesis Dorsey, but we are officially now known as Print School. And that's because all of the content that will remain on this channel will be print related content only. So all of like my religious content, I am a Christian, but I want to make sure that for those of you who are coming for Bible studies, that you have a special place for that. This channel will serve as strictly for planners, journals, and print on demand drop shipping classes, trainings, everything. Even the business videos, we will keep some, but a lot of them, because it does include some religious content, that's going to move over. And so this is going to help, number one, with advertisers, for people who know put up the right advertisements. The second thing is that it will create focus channels for certain things. So this will be print school. I'm doing beauty in the Bible, which is going to be, the Bible studies for entrepreneurs, all that on that channel. So you're going to see a lot of changes, but get ready. And then the second thing before we get started in this class is that I told you guys in my last live stream that I was going to be launching an email list, because a lot of you guys joined my Boss Builder Nation, which is my personal brand. And it's more focused on like building your platform and things like that. And so a lot of you guys were like, well, I'm focused on e-commerce. I'm focused on, planners and journals. And so there really wasn't an email list just for that. Well, guess what dropped today, y'all? The link. So the link you see down below is the link you want to go to. It is glamprintgo.com/school. When you go there, you're going to officially see the stuff about print school, and there is a subscription box for you to join. You want to join that. My goal is to get 500 of you guys minimum to join the list so that we have a healthy amount. And I'm going to start sending one weekly email that will include tips and strategies about planners and journals. I'm going to be your number one reporter in the planner and journal world. I'm going to be letting you know about trade shows to visit. Y'all, we about to go. This channel's about to be popping. Just joking. But this is going to be the channel where I'm going to tell you about trade shows to go to when it comes to learning about the paper business, the printing business. I'm going to be talking about self-publishing platform updates. I'm really going to be keeping you guys like really informed. And I'm also going to be sharing information on print on demand. So, mugs, t-shirts, apparel, all of that, the changes that are happening in different print on demand businesses, new products that you may want to use in your company. But guess what? This is going to be amazing. So if you have not signed up, Tiffany's like, listen, I've already done it. There we go. So if you have not joined, you need to go over and join. It will not. And so there are no religious content. I know people are like, but this is going to be strictly print school. So it's simply printing on journals, planners, and print on demand. Okay. Now, for those of you who do love the Bible studies and things that I do, you're going to hop over to another channel, and I'll be announcing that as well. So y'all ready? Are y'all ready? If you're ready, comment in the box and say, I am ready. I'm ready, Genesis, to learn about planner layout 101. So let me know that you're ready. So if you're watching, say, hey, I'm ready. Say ready. Say whatever you need to say, because we are about to talk about planner layouts, and I will be breaking this down. And so, yes, thank you, Jen. Yes, Michelle, I'm excited as well. So we're going to get into planner layout. And I'm going to be using the planner that a lot of you guys have seen. This is my Royal Prayer Journal planner that I have a copy of, and we're going to be talking about not just this is an actual journal, but I'm going to be using this as an example for planners. This is not a planner, but I'm going to be using this as an example because we're going to target some things. So I'm getting ready. Ready. Okay, good. So guys, are y'all ready to take notes? If you're ready to take notes, I have things ready for y'all. So we have four sections we're going to target tonight in this live stream or whenever you're watching this, okay, to break down planner layouts 101. Planners are different than journals. And I know that a lot of you guys who are making them, some people are looking to combine, which you definitely can do. You could do a planner / journal. That's completely, great. You can do that. However, there is a difference, right? So by definition, a planner is to plan something, okay? Either to plan a day, an event, an experience, but it is to plan. A journal, this is very important. I'm going to remind you guys about that. A journal is for self-reflection. Okay, so planner to plan. journal, self-reflection. So this is why you have to know what each one is for before we talk about layout, because they are laid out differently. And just because you have a blank calendar and a weekly layout, great, awesome. But I want to talk about a little bit more deeper to get into our thought base on how to make good products and how to make products that sell. Okay, not just about making products, but making products that sell. And when we talk about planners, I'm going to take you through a 4-step process that I work with my clients, and a 4-step process that I'm going to introduce to you for the next time or while you are currently making your own planner. Okay, now we know that the market, any major market, is going to be saturated, right? So if you're worried, oh, Genesis, I want to learn about layout, but everyone has the same layout, everyone has the same da da da. Saturation is not an issue. We talked about this in the last video, but saturation is not an issue when you have what? I want to see if anyone remembers what we talked about in our last, the 2-hour Q&A we did, where I answered all those questions. And I talked about this, where saturation is not an issue, but I want to see if anyone remembers what we talked about in the last live. Why is saturation not an issue when it comes to, you producing another planner? Why is saturation not an issue? I'm gonna see if someone can comment. And again, if you're watching the replay, watch the live chat that goes with this video so you can see the comments that happen during this live video if you're watching the replay. But why is saturation not an issue? Because again, when we talk about a planner layout, you may say, well, pretty much all planners are laid out the same way. Well, that's not true. And we're gonna talk about that why. But again, I wanna see if anyone remembers, why does it not matter? Because again, sometimes we talk about laying out a product, we get so stuck in what should be inside of it because we feel like we're about to create something that everyone else already has. And so then you get fear of saturation, right? So you miss, okay. And if you have not watched it, I know it's 2 hours, but listen, get yourself some coffee, tea, watch it before you go to bed. It is really good because I answer a lot of questions. But in short, I'm going to answer it. But in short, the reason why you're not worried about saturation is because you have to have clarity, right? When you're clear, when you know, okay, and you're going to know by the time you get done this video, but once you know what kind of product you're bringing to market, saturation is not an issue. Matter of fact, saturation proves that there is a market for something. The thing about it is that you have to learn. There it is. There it is. Thank you, Britt. So Britt was with us on the last live. Brittany Lang, shout out to her. And she said, if you know what your purpose is for making it and you know your uniqueness, and this is it, because you have to know why you are making this. Brittany, she hits. Let me tell you why. When we talk about planner layout, a lot of you think that what I'm going to talk about is how to lay it out. How to lay it out. Mm-mm. We're going to talk about the science of laying it out, because what goes in it is not actually based on just, oh, I want to put this in here, I don't want to put that in there. That's why a lot of products aren't good, because you're filling it with things that you want to put in there. Okay, let's get started. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the who. This actually establishes any product. Okay, it's not about what you want to put in there. Just, I want to put this in there, I want to put this, I want to put this there, I want to put this there. It doesn't matter what you want to put in there. Now, I'm not saying you can't put what you want in there, but at the end of the day, the product is not being made for you. The product is being made for the customer. Now, it may have started out where you made a product for yourself and then people fell in love with it, but most times you do need to think about your customer. Okay, your customer is actually the beginning of it all. Okay, and yes to Jen, she says, can we still send you emails about some issues we're having? Yes, you can, and you will send them to a new email address, which is hello at, and let me give you guys that banner so you guys can see it as a quick, I'm going to answer this question before we get into everything. We have a new email address, and that is, yes, if you have any questions about issues or you need coaching, this is the new email to send it to. Okay, but let's go back to who. What you put inside. People, I get DMs from you guys on Instagram, and you guys are like, Genesis, I want to put these many features in my planner. Or what do you think? Right? And I can't answer that question, because what you put inside is based on the customer. So we have to actually know, first of all, who are we serving? Because the layout is not made upon how you want to lay it out. It's based upon the psychology. it's based upon the lifestyle, it's based upon the customer. So a perfect example is, and I talked about this in other videos, but let's say for instance, I have a planner that's for a busy on-the-go mom, right? And I think some of you guys picked up on this and you really have used this to your advantage. I pray you're gonna remember this. But let's say my client, let's say the end user is like really busy, right? Well, they don't have time to have a planner that has like 50 features in it. And so you may want to put all these features in there. I want to put that, I want them to plan this and plan that. Well, yeah, but who actually has the time to fill all of that out? By the time you get done, it's no longer a planner, it's more like homework. And you're wondering why people are not picking it up. Because remember, the beauty about planners and journals is that the more simpler it is to follow and use, the better people are able to use it. Because people already have, this is why you have to understand the psychology of products. This is why people pay me the thousands, because I'm not just looking at, okay, you want to put this in there. No, this product is deeper than that. We have to understand first, take a huge step back and first understand the life and the lifestyle of our customer. And remember, it's not just for a journal or a planner. You want to understand the lifestyle of the person for your whole brand. Because remember, you may start out with one journal, but who knows what you may expand into. You may start doing, like as I teach you guys, online courses, workbooks. You may start doing, events and conferences. And you don't want to frame your first product right in such a way where you can't move and expand out of it. So when we talk about a planner is to plan something, right? So the first thing is, number one, who will be using this planner? Who is the person? Not just the planner, but the brand. Who am I trying to serve? And not just a who as in a woman or a man, but we need to get even more defined and understand, okay, number one, what type of person is this? What kind of a lifestyle do they have? Because especially when we talk about planners, because different people plan differently. A planner for a creative is way different than a planner for someone who's more of a micromanager, right? Two different types of people, right? A planner for a mom is different than a planner for a dad, right? Because they're different. A planner for, let's say for a corporate executive is going to be different than a planner for a college student, right? So when you actually understand the person, that is how we begin to really begin to understand first what layout actually means. So we're having this conversation way before we talk about, oh, this needs to be on this page, this needs to be on that page, because we first have to understand what the actual features are. And I believe I taught you guys this in, I want to say the real prayer, when I did that very well-known video that all you guys saw about this, but the max that I want you guys to shoot for is 10 features, right? So how many features? I'm putting on my fingers. How many features is your ideal limit? I'm gonna see if anyone see my fingers. Right? So how many? I'm looking down at the chat. Hello, hi. So how many? So we have to have a total. Oh no, you're good. So you have to have a total of how many? What's the max? Max. The chat's kind of delayed, so I'm just gonna wait for y'all to come in and say it. This is as far as I want you to go. Okay. So when we talk about the who, right? What I want you to do is, instead of listing 10 features that are like things to put inside, here is the trick that you're going to learn in this, that I'm going to teach you right now in this video. I haven't talked about it in another video before, okay? So no one knows, okay? No one knows. So this is a brand new strategy, okay? Instead of just listing the 10 features as far as like, oh, I want to put a calendar, I want to put list 10 things, especially when it comes to planner layout. List 10 things, okay, that you want them to plan when it comes to their lifestyle, right? And what you want to do is you want to think about their lifestyle. Think about the things that they would have to plan and list 10 of them. That's the max, because you may not include all 10 things to plan, right? But I want you to list 10 things that in their lifestyle they have to account for, they have to plan for. Think about 10, that's the max, 10. Just 10 things. 10 things that they need to plan for. But hold on. Let's pause and let's move on to the what. So we just said, okay, we got to know the who, which is the customer for a planner, right? The second thing is I got to know the what. What are they planning? That's why you're going to take 10. That's why I was leading up with the 10. The max is 10. So if I know, for instance, okay, I want them to be able to plan this and I want them to be able to plan that, right? And the thing about it too is that when we talk about the what are they planning? This is where planners can be very diverse. The traditional planner that we know of is the regular like day at a glance planner you get from Staples, where it has the generic, blank calendars and a weekly breakout. That at the core is what most people think a planner is. But technically, a planner is anything that helps them plan something. So, for instance, if you have a wedding planner, that's a planner to help them plan their wedding, right? It may not have, it may not be where they're planning for a whole year, right? But it is where anything that helps somebody plan something, that is a planner. So you can have a cooking planner. You could have a dating planner where it helps them to plan date nights. And, so this is why when we talk about like, planners or talking about, planning, I want you guys to think outside the box. It's not just about having a regular planner that has a blank calendar for monthly or dated calendar with, weekly layouts. It's anything that helps them plan, right? So it could be a planner that's dedicated to my garden, a garden planner. It can be a marketing planner. It can be a social media planner. It could be a fashion planner. It can be anything that helps people planner. So some planners don't have calendars, don't have a weekly. It may be a plan where you're helping them to plan a plan. you know? So this is why I want you to understand. This is why I ask the question, well, what are they planning? If the thing is, okay, well, I'm helping them to plan out their day or their week or their month, okay, bam, that's when we know that the layout should include monthly calendar, weekly breakout. Are you guys understanding what I'm basically on how I'm trying to get you to understand that layout comes last? Even when you think about layout, y'all getting this? So I want you guys, this is why we're doing these videos, because I want you to understand the thought behind what we do, right? So this is why planners and journals, this is why I can talk about this stuff all day, because it's bigger than just creating something, right? It's about thinking about what we're creating so that when the person picks up the product, opens the product, uses the product, that we have not overthought about the product, but we've thought about it to where it's perfect, kind of like Goldilocks and Three Bears. It's too hot. It's too cold. It's right in the middle, right? And so you want it to be right in the middle, okay? When you overthink, some of you guys are overthinking layout. That's why you're watching this video, because you are so stressed out about what should be inside. And the beauty of why this is a journal. Okay, so it's not a planner, but the beauty of the Royal Prayer Journal, someone inboxed me a couple weeks ago and said, Gigi, I bought your journal and I thought it would have more in it. And I was like, well, why? They're like, well, you talk about layout all the time. I thought it's going to have this and that. I said, well, you have to remember that my prayer journal, I did my prayer journal. We're going to talk about journal, a whole different video. But just to give you a quick just a little bit of meat about this is that I had a purpose for mine. So my purpose in my prayer journal was simply for you to just track consistency in prayer. It's very simple. It just simply has blank boxes and time with God. That's it. That's it. It doesn't have any more. It has some individual pages, but the goal was not to like create prayer warrior strategies. It wasn't to do that. It was simply to just record your prayer. So when you do a planner, you have to think about, what are they planning? If the goal was not to plan for a whole year, and the goal is to plan for 6 months, do it just for 6 months. Don't stress this out. Okay. So we're not here to create things that we think, oh, this is going to be the ultimate product. This is going to be the ultimate product. Remember, your first product is not going to be your best product. So get ready, okay? Don't try to overthink this, okay? Remember too that the beauty of these products are for them to use it. Sometimes we're overstressing layout so much that we forget that it needs to be usable. Remember, it's not supposed to be homework. If I'm encumbered by like all the things I gotta plan like 30 things in your planner. This is too much. This is too much. This is too much, right? And when you think about it, there are some planners that are meant to hold everyone's lives in, right? So you have these planners people make where it tracks everything, right? But that's what it's made for. Okay. Then you have planners that track individual things. So I may have a prayer journal. I have my wedding journal when I get, planning for my wedding. I may have my workout, my fitness journal. I think I just said that, or I may have my food journal, so planner. So there are some planners that are made for everything. Then there are planners that are made for individual like tracking of things, right? So you have to remember that you don't have to be everything, okay? But if you want to be everything, great, but you have to know what that comes with, okay? So let's go over it. We talked about the who. We have to know who before we do any type of design, any layout. We have to know the who. This helps us with the layout because we can understand, number one, who is our customer. And just a quick tidbit with this, you want to get into the head of your customer. And even if you say, well, Genesis, I am my customer, that is probably one of the most the biggest traps, is where you don't think you need to know the customer because you are the customer. A lot of times you're so much into this process that you probably are going to miss a lot of things. So the best thing to do is to find someone who matches the customer, and it cannot be you. Because I'm gonna tell you why. When I did my first, and again, we're talking about journals, but when I did my first journal, I was thinking about me. When I did my second one, I was thinking about my customer. Now, I was my customer, but the first one, I did my first one, I was thinking about what I needed. And in order to sell a lot more, I needed to talk to more people who were not me, because I was missing a lot of things. I didn't really think about the process. So that's why you need to talk to people who are not you. Okay. The what? We have to know, what are they planning? Okay, so this is why when we get into the mind of the customer, then we can think about what do they need to plan and track in their everyday basis, right? This is why we do focus groups. We ask people on Facebook and Facebook groups online, right, to understand, hey, where are my moms between the ages of blah 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 blah? What are the things that what are things that you have to record in your calendar or plan every day? These are the questions we need to start to gather, and don't just ask the question once. Ask the question a couple times across the year so you can get more data. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, let's keep on going. Next one is the why. Are you guys learning? Y'all learning? Is this helping y'all? I feel like this is good. I feel like this is what I probably should have needed to watch before I did. Anyway, listen. Listen, this is what they say. Be what you needed, okay? Okay, I do not want anyone to be in the state that I was in when I did my first one. No, sorry. Okay, the why. Why? This is so good. Why are they planning it? Okay, so this question right here will help you to understand the emotional connection of planning and to help you sell better when it comes to the layout. A lot of times when we talk about layout, especially in the design world, when it comes to designing your planners, we just throw stuff in there. Like, we just slap it in there. Like, oh, here's a calendar, here's a weekly layout, here's some quotes, here's some affirmations, here's a box for me to plan this, here's a box for me to plan that. And it's not well thought out whatsoever because you don't know why they're planning it. Emotional connection helps you to understand the design elements of the why. Okay, so for instance, let's say I want to make a planner for college students. Okay, and remember, I have to know my who, right? Let's go back through. I gotta know my who, I gotta know my what, so I can understand the why. Okay, because you can have two planners that are for the same type of audience, but the why is different. Okay, so, and the why is what will separate you. For instance, let's say you do, let's talk about wedding planners. Okay, let's say I have two wedding planners. Okay, and one why is that this is for the engaged, well, soon to be married bride. Okay, who is stressed out from wedding planning. Like, it's just too complicated. She's just stressed out. This is why you have to know the emotions of your target customer. Okay, because you can have the same type of planner, but the why is different. So let's say you have a stressed bride, right? And she needs a simple type of planner. Okay. Then you have the bride who's like hands in, has about 30 different books on weddings, has the Pinterest board up to the sky, right? She doesn't really want the simple planner because she's not a simple person. That's probably me. Like, I'm the one who packs the 3 suitcases of clothes and then the 2 extra bags for shoes, and I'm only going away for 2 days. That's me. I'm working on it. obviously have issues with packing. But the point is that the why is different, right? So one why for one person is I need to be simple. The why for the other one is I want it to be extravagant. I want it to be, ornate, right? So because the why is different, my layout is different. If I want simpler, then the way that I lay it out, design is clean, design is simple, it's not cluttered, right? You want to talk about layout? For the ornate one, they want clean, but they want pretty. They want the fonts to go everywhere. They want to have defined pages and definitions, and they want to have wedding couture tips, and they want so because I have to know the why, it helps me understand layout. Okay, are you guys understanding this? Hopefully, you are understanding this. Okay, because this helps you in understanding layout. Layout is not achieved by throwing things into the planner. Layout is understanding what we're breaking down, right? Which is what? Let's go back over it, guys. The who, 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 who. The what? What are they planning? The second and last one, why are they planning this? And then what is the emotional connection to this planning? Okay. So this is why you have to understand it. This is why too, some of you are stressing layout because you're trying to serve two different customers and two different whys. Did I just say that? Yes, I just did. That's why I'm here. Because I'm the coach that's going to tell you, stop that stuff. Stop that. You don't got to put everything in one planner. Come out with another planner next year. Let this one be that one. And then come up with the other one that does the other thing. Okay. But make sure they relate so that you don't seem like you have two different types of businesses. Okay. But you don't have to put all that. You may say to yourself, you know what, Gigi? You know what? I hear you, Gigi. And you know what? I'm going to have this just be the planner for this. And yes, that's it. Okay. And you're going to have this other planner that's going to be that. Okay. Or you don't need to do any of that stuff and just have a planner that makes sense to what you actually want to do. Some of you have a fear of selling the product. And that's why, and I know it because I deal with this with my clients. They want to have 30 things in their planner because they feel like no one's going to buy it because it doesn't have enough stuff. Genesis doesn't have enough. I feel like it's missing something. This planner that you got has over 50 features, 30 tabs and dividers. Then you want to have a vision section that's 30 more pages. And then you want to add this and then you want to add that. By the time you're done, honey, it's not a planner, that's a book. That's a book. You ended up with a planner and now it looks like this. This is how thick your planner is. And then you want to say, it's not enough, right? So you want to simplify how you're doing what you're doing. Now, Danica asked a good question. Can't you solve that by adding expansion packs? You can, depending upon how you manufacture the planner. If you are making a planner that is made to where you can add pages and sections, awesome. But most of you who are now that really only works too if you're making this planner yourself and you're making it to where it can do that, or you are producing something in mass bulk as we talked about in the Q&A video where you're going either overseas or you're going to be here in the States and you're manufacturing like 3-ring binder type, because really expansion pack planners only work where the binding can be opened and closed, right? So I can open it, add an expansion pack and close it, right? But if I can't open those rings, I can't add anything to it. So if you would have to pick a binding that can open and close, right? Does that make sense? So, but my thing about expansion packs is that you want to brand it as a system, right? So like there are many planners that do that where like the rings can open and you can add or you can add things onto the binding, right? But remember that has to be your business model strategy where you actually are building one planner that has expansion packs, right? So you have to think about your business model. That means that you actually wouldn't be making additional products. You would have one product that would have sub products attached. Does that make sense? It's kind of like how Tiffany makes the charm bracelet. You have the bracelet and then you buy the charm separately, right? So you have to think of, okay, is that the business model that I want, right? And so it's because here's the thing, it doesn't necessarily mean more income, right? It's about the business model. Because I can make, if you think about it, right, with the day designer, they don't have, expansion packs. When I think about, certain other types of planners, they don't have expansion packs, right? So at the end of the day, you're going to make money where you decide to go. I'm put it like that. Making money is not about catering to more. Now, it can be, but remember, it's actually about the business model. A perfect example is we can compare Walmart, we can compare Target, or not even Target. Let me think about a different example. Okay, here we go. We can we can let's do a buffet, right? Let's do like a buffet, and then let's do PF Chang's. So let's do an Asian buffet and PF Chang's, right? We could say that, well, the Asian buffet will make more money because they cater to more people because they offer more food, right? More food options. Like and Danica, I like this question because I like the way that you're thinking, and I want to make sure, and I want to answer this because I want people to understand how this works, especially in any kind of planners, journals, whatever, right? So Danica, I love the question. Let's compare it. The buffet, right, offers more options, right? Okay. PF Chang's doesn't have a buffet. You sit down, you eat your meal, right? Okay. Does PF Chang's make more money than the Asian buffet? Yes. But I thought the Asian buffet has more options. The thing about it is that you win in where you are. The Asian buffet is still making money. PF Chang is still making money. It's about you understanding what model you want to run. Now, if you want to run a buffet, you have to know what comes with running a buffet. We have to keep, when you run a buffet, right, food has to be continuously coming out, right? So it's just like expansion packs, right? If we did expansion packs, we can actually make a bolo with expansion packs. But we have to know then that the core business model is based on one product, and then we're expanding that product with expansion packs. Does that make sense? Versus you coming out with separate planners. Now, if you think about it, you can win on either end. You just got to figure out which end you want to make. And remember, if you do expansion packs, the way the binding of the product has to be made is where it has to be open and closed. Got it? Okay. Okie dokie. So let's talk about, and Danica, thank you. Danica says, right, I'm I don't like being overwhelmed, so I never buy anything I can't customize. And that's the thing too, you have to know who you're trying to serve. Are you trying to serve yourself, or are you trying to serve a different market? If you're trying to serve yourself, remember, ask more people who are like you and think about it, because some people they want to have like that DIY craft. We talked about that in the last video, right? Where we talked about how like some people, they like to make their own journals. So you can have that kind of business, but you have to know what comes with that business and figure out how to win and scale in that business, right? So if I'm doing like DIY type of planners, okay, you have to have a plan to scale, because if you're making them in your house and let's say you get an order for, because the way I'm be teaching you guys, as you expand your business, I'm praying that, this is not to get religious, but that you get wholesale orders. So let's say a company wants to buy 200 of them to test out in their store, and you got to make 200. You better have a plan to scale. So yeah, I'm with you, but let's have a plan to win in that, right? So we need to find a way, maybe not now, but eventually, what's the plan to scale, right? So anyway, I'm not against any way to make your planners, your journals. I just want to make sure that you guys have winning strategies with growing it. Okay, that's all. So let's get back to our banners. Let's refresh. Who wants to give me the 3 W's we have attacked so far? Okay, before we get to this last one. I'm excited about this. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done. So it's not going to be an hour-long video. What are our W's? What are our W's so far? So we have several W's. Here we go. Tiffany got, okay, come on, y'all. Come on, community. Come on, Prince School. We have Tiffany that says the what? Oh, hold on. We missed the first one. Tiff, can you give me the first one? Oh, here we go. Here we go, Tiff. Okay, the who. Okay. Velkita says, oh man, girl, I'm about to butcher it. Is Velkita right? I got it right. I think I got it right. I think right. Who, what, why? Who, what, why? There we go. Who, what, why? There you go. Who, what, why? Who, what, why? Who, what, why? Okay. The who, what, why? Who, what, and why? Okay. Got it. Now, the last one is the when, the time frame. So when it comes to laying something out, you have to know for how long are they planning. Some planners don't actually have defined amount of time when you think about it. And the reason why is because it may not be a time related planning situation. right? It may be a goal planning situation. Let's say, for instance, this planner is to help them to achieve their goals based upon certain steps, right? So let's say it's like it's a step planner. Well, maybe it's like the 7 keys to getting from point A to point B. Well, it wouldn't be a 7 month planner. It's more of a 7 steps. So however long it takes you to arrive at those 7 steps is how long the planner is. Some of you are trying to say, well, is this a 3 month planner? Is it a 6 month planner? Technically, time planning is usually based upon something that's calculated by months or by weeks. So you have to know again, what are they planning? It goes back to the what. If you don't know what they're planning, then it's going to be hard for you to give a time frame. So some of you want to say, "Oh, this is a 3 month plan." It may not be a month. It may not be a month based planner. Now, if it is, okay, then yeah, there you go. Okay, there you go. It's gonna be a plan. It's gonna be a 6 month, 12 month. Now let's talk about this because the time. Let's talk about, especially when we talk about, let's say how many of you want to do a dated or undated calendar base where it does have a calendar, a weekly layout? Show of hands on how many of you are doing that type of planner. Okay, because I want to break down for you how this works. Okay, let me know how many of you are doing it where this actually has months, it has calendars, has a weekly layout, because I want to teach you a concept real quick. Teach you something. Okay, for those of you who take out the time to watch these trainings, I'm about to teach you something. I'm about to teach you something real good, real good, real good. So if that is you, let me know. And I'm going to teach you about what to think about when it comes to layout. We tackled this a little bit. We tackled this. Hey Erica, that's my coaching client. Hey Erica, we tackled this a little bit, okay, in one of the videos, okay. But I'm about to break this down for those of you who are doing dated, undated. I'm gonna give you some strategies on. Again, right now we're on the very last W, which is the when, the time frame. Okay, so let's first tackle a couple of strategies. Number one, let's first talk about dated or undated. Okay. Okay. Your very first planner, your very first planner that you ever release should be an undated one. I'm not sure if I shared this before, but I'm going over these things. Your very first one should not be a dated one. Never, ever let your first planner be a dated one. And I'm talking about for those of you who are doing calendars, with the weekly and all that. Your first one should not be dated. Now, here is the strategy. This is why I'm the coach. Because I'm gonna tell you, see, people will tell you do all this kind of stuff. Let me tell you the why. See, I know the why. That's why I'm the expert. Okay. The reason is actually not about you just doing it. The actual reason is for a business reason. Because for me, I don't think about products to just be products. I think about money. I think about how are you going to actually scale this? How is this going to become a profitable business? If you do a dated planner, I talked about this before in a video, but we're going to tackle this again. Okay. If you do a dated planner, you only have a certain time frame to make profit from it, because no one is, now people still do, but most people are not going to be buying your planner then in the wintertime or when it hits fall. So that means that you have about the amount of the previous year and then a little bit of the new year, kind of probably by the end of spring to really sell them. Okay. And that's not a healthy way to launch your business. The first thing you want to do is have an undated planner that you can sell all year round, or actually maybe for like 1 to 2 years, to actually establish the brand. Because the thing about an undated planner is that anyone can start it at any time. Right? Versus a lot of you love dated planners, but you're not thinking of it from a business perspective. So from a business perspective, as Purcell, thank you, girl. She says you can sell an undated planner a year later. Exactly. Come on, girl. She listen, and she look good in the girl. You look real good in your profile picture. Thank you. Look glowing like the glory of God. So see, this is the reason why you have to think about things from a business perspective, right? You can say that you want to do something because you want to create a plan or whatever that may be, but we have to think about the business side, and that is that you want to have your first product be a product that you can rock with and help to establish the brand. And a dated one is not it. Okay, you do your dated one after the see this is I get so excited. I love planners and drawing. I can talk about it all day. But the thing about it too is that you want to use the undated one because it helps people to fall in love with your way of planning something. Does that make sense? Like when it's undated, I don't have a pressure to like use your way of planning, like, and it be like by a day or a week. But when it's undated, I can miss a week and I can still hop back on it, right? And so that helps for your community to kind of really fall in love with the product, understand the product, right, for a whole year or 2 years. And then when you launch the undated one for people who do like dated planners, they have already begun to understand your method so that when they do the dated one, you'll win. Now, the thing about this is that people say, well, oh, how come, well-known brands, they launch dated ones? That's because they have the money and they have the marketing. So unless you're coming out here with the capital to put your stuff in Staples and in Target, excuse me, in that mass way, you have to actually flip it first because you don't have the advantage to do a dated one. Now, I'm not saying you can't. I just want you to be smart. Because see, we don't produce planners in 30 days like most people. We actually copy the giants and we understand how long it takes to actually make good products. We build our tribes, we get healthy conversion rates. So see, I'm not out here trying to just get you to launch something, right? We want to actually think about the business of it. And so when we talk about the time, okay, let's get back to our banner, the time frame, this goes into layout. So you have to know that you first want to do your undated planner, then do a dated. And this goes for those of you who are doing like calendars and weeks. That's really the only time it would affect you, right? Is if you're actually putting dates in the calendar. Okay. Now, someone asked a question that I wanted to answer, which says, but how can it be combined with the journal? So it's a lot of people do journals and planners together, a lot of people, because if you think about it, you could be journaling during a month period, right? So like you plan for the month and then you journal in the month. So that's how people combine them, right? It can also be where it could be a quarterly journal where you journal for the quarter, you plan for the quarter. So that's how it gets combined. Okay, it's when usually it's usually within a time frame. So it's like a 6-month journal and planner where you plan for 6 months and you journal. And the journaling is within that section. So I go into my next month, I plan out for the month, I journal, right? And maybe the journaling is within the weekly layout, right? Or the daily layout, whichever way you do it. Now let's talk about page counts with timing. So a lot of people ask me, well, Genesis, how do when we talk about planner layout, I don't want to exceed so many pages, because I want them to do a daily plan, I want them to do a weekly, and I want them to do, a monthly. And so when you think about it, if there's 52 weeks, let's talk about it. There's 52 weeks, there's 365 days. So if I want them to plan every day, that's already 365 days. That impacts layout because, for instance, this prayer journal, I'm trying to remember if I did it for a whole year. I don't even remember if I did this for, I don't think, maybe for a whole year. I don't think so. Maybe it is. I think it is for a whole year. No, I think it's like 6. I gotta figure out. I think it's maybe for 6 months. I forgot. But the point is that this page has prayer. Again, this is a journal, not a planner, but I'm trying to use it as an example. This has 2 days on one page. Usually when we talk about planners, though, it gets right. What I will tell you is that if you go to Marshall's or Home Goods and you they have these like undated planners that you can purchase. You'll notice that they're very simple. Some of them, especially the ones you can get for like $9.99, are really simple. And they're undated. I'm going to do a video maybe one day or talk about it. I think that there's a video I did. I got to find it. Anyway, it's undated. And you'll notice that it's very simple. Like they may put all of like Monday through Friday on one page, right? And even if there is a daily page, even if there's a daily, you're playing like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on like here and then Monday on another one. Because if you think about it, you can have a very thick planner depending upon how you lay out the days, the weeks. Months are usually very similar, but it's the days and weeks that eat up a lot of the pages. So you really want to make sure you're figuring out, again, is it a 3-month, a 6-month, a 12-month? because that impacts how you lay those things out. So just make sure that you're mindful of those layouts because that will impact the pages. Again, you got 52 weeks, 365 days, 12 months. So, this is why those sections can get really meaty because let's say, you want them to journal and then you want them to do the planning. It's a lot. It's a lot. Because if you think about it, if they're journaling every day, that's 365 journal entries, and then there's 365. If you want them to plan the day for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that's 365 planning days. So how is that all going to fit onto a page? And this is why too, the size of your planner then also matters because the size impacts the layout, which impacts the size and the writing space that they have. So this is why you got to think about all that. Some of you want to have a smaller planner like this. Okay, and you want them to write in this little tiny space. Now it may work, but you may need the boxes need to be bigger, which means that you may not be able to squish everything in there. And then there are planners where there is very compact. But you just have to know how you're going to go, and that is why when we talk about the time frame, that impacts layout because that literally impacts how big spaces are, how small they are, how many sections go on each page, right? And this is why, you can't really rush to make a good product. You can't, because this is why, for me, I'm really thinking about in depth, like, okay, how do these pages, okay, the user goes from here, okay, bam, and it goes from this page to that page, right? And it goes from this page, that page. Okay, great, right? So Lynn says a lot of the planners with daily pages are quarterly layouts, right? This is why it's important for you to research. You want to go into Target, you want to go into Staples, you want to go into Barnes and Nobles, you want to go into any kind of like stationery stores that have a lot of journals and planners and things like that, because you really want to get as many. Also Pinterest, go on Pinterest and type in planner layout. You want to see how many ways people do layouts because you really want to figure out for yourself. And we're not talking about copying someone. We're talking about how do they fit everything onto different pages. That's what I'm saying, right? So, and two, don't just pick out layouts, planners that are similar to yours. I saw a fitness planner, a fitness tracker, and I was like really shocked on how they were able to squish the days to plan the fitness, like to track your fitness. I loved how they organized it on a page. I was like, wow, okay, I like how they fit all that into that page. That's not copying someone. Now it's copying if you copy exactly what their layout looks like, as far as like, what it includes in all the feet, that's copying. But I'm talking about, copying as far as like, okay, they put 7 days on this one page, right? You can say, okay, I'm gonna put 7 days on my page, right? That's not copying anybody. It's just simply looking at all the different ways that you can do layout. Layout is very important to design, okay? Because bad layout, bad product. Okay, if the product is not laid out correctly, it is going to be horrible. Okay, guys, I said we will not reach an hour. It's 52 minutes. Okay, so let's do a recap. Okay, this was a training, so make sure you guys are learning. Let's go over our W's. So these are the 4 ways for you to understand planner layout 101. The first thing is the who. You want to understand who your customer is. The second thing is the what. What are they actually planning? Okay, that will impact this is the emotional connection, this is the understanding, all that kind of stuff. And then the emotional connection, no, the emotional connection is this, the why, right? The why is why are they planning it? That will influence what goes into the features, the way that it's laid out, the design, even the aspect, that does influence it. And then the last one is the when, the time frame, understanding the ways that you're introducing this planning, right? So is it actually based on a calendar, right? For instance, an academic calendar, academic planner is different than a traditional planner. Academic planner usually goes across a school year, right? Which starts in the middle of the year, or usually a little bit like August and goes to the middle of the next year, right? So that also impacts. There are some planners that don't have intended like an end. It just has the many pages it has, and then you just go buy another one, right? And usually it goes like by like the quarter. So you may do a half a year planner, right? And then they just go buy another one for the rest of the half a year. It's just up to you based upon what they're planning. And again, some planners are not based upon an actual calendar. Remember, a planner is simply planning something, right? So I could be planning, this could be a planner for, first-time moms. So maybe it's or maybe it's like for moms to be. So it's based on the trimester, right? So you may have a planner that's for all trimesters, or they may be mini planners that are based on each trimester that they enter into. That's actually a really good idea. Maybe like each planner is a different color. I don't have kids yet, so I don't have the expertise to make that. But if for somebody out there, if I don't know if that's your desire, but that's actually a really good idea. It probably already exists, but that doesn't mean you can make your version. Anyway, let's see. Okay, so we're done. Any questions? Because we're done. I have so many emails to send. Oh my God. I'm going to give you guys time to ask questions, and we're going to be done. Yeah, 1 hour. Listen, y'all, let me tell you something. The only videos that are under an hour are pre-recorded ones. That's it. I can't, for some reason, I don't think I'll ever be able to do a live stream that's less than an hour. And the day that happens, I don't know. I mean, it's probably not me. And you need to call the police. Okay? The day that I do a video under an hour is the day you need to call the police and say, somebody, I'm so sure y'all, that my feet, I'm not sure y'all can see, my feet dangle. Y'all see this? My feet don't touch the floor. And like to touch the floor, I gotta touch it. And I can like swing myself. This is like short people problems. This is the reason why, this is the reason why I have such a big personality, because I'm so short. I gotta make up for my height. And this is why I need a therapist sometimes. Well, my mother's a doctor psychologist, so she usually helps. Lynn says, usually is great. Right on time, a client told me I should consider making a planner. And I started asking her questions about what she would want to do with it and what it should have. There we go. So and this is important, you need to do focus groups. Okay. Yes to community. Yes to our community friend school. So the thing about that I was with what Lynn just said is that you want to do that research, have focus groups, right? So ask as many people. Social media is a great way, or just people in person. Also, to find Facebook groups that have your target audience and see if you can ask questions inside just to kind of get some feedback. You don't need to promote a product or anything. People hate that in groups. So just ask some questions, and it's a great way to get free feedback. Okay, it's going into Facebook groups that have your target audience and asking people some questions. Okay, thank you. I'm so excited about Print School and what it's going to do. Okay, you guys are awesome. I think we touched on everything, right? Thank you, Brett. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm silly right now. I'm tired. Okie dokie, smoky. And I gotta get a video to Erica. Erica right here is this Erica. She's laying on a video for me. I gotta get her a video. I gotta give her this intro, outro. Okay, so let's end with these announcements since we're done. Check the community tab. In the community tab, there are 2 questions I need y'all to answer. Okay, so the questions are, and you go to the community tab to respond, okay? Because the way we're about to do some things, I need y'all's help. So the first one is, how often do you want Q&As done for the channel? I'm thinking about doing weekly Q&As. We're doing like a weekend, like a Friday night, because I don't have a life. And I can do it on Friday night because no one's taking me out. But anyway, a Friday night, and I just do a live stream to answer your questions on the weekend. And the other one is that I want to start having you guys come on as guests. Yes. So for those of you who have launched a planner or in the middle of the process, we're going to start actually, like, literally, instead of it just being where I'm on here, it's a community. So we're going to get y'all on the platform, y'all talking. So the way we're going to do this is that I want to know from you guys, what you guys think about that. What are your thoughts? If you have ideas, if you're like Genesis, like, hey, I think we should do this with these Q&A nights. I want to get your guys' feedback because this community has been built off of you guys. I'm showing up, but it's you guys that show up with me to make this whole thing happen. So I want to do Q&As where y'all come on and we talk about, if you've launched a planner or journal or a print on demand business, you talk about your business, what you've launched, your struggles, your wins. And I want people to come on who are willing to share. Okay, so I don't want someone coming on who's not like me, who wants to, say, why? If I ask you, well, hey, what print on demand service did you decide to use? And you're like, I don't share that information. This, no one, listen, this is very important. This platform is about being confident in who you are and what you're doing. Now there's some stuff you don't need to share because it's proprietary information, but nothing is proprietary if you use Printful as your print on demand service. There's nothing proprietary about that. You don't own Printful, okay? So, that kind of stuff, okay? And I get if you don't want to share like certain, like if you have like a special printer in like a certain country, but if you got your books printed on Amazon, Kindle Direct, and you want to act like you don't want to tell us where you got them printed at, and we know that it's printed by Amazon, because when I see the back of the book, it tells me this. If you ever see this, guys, it's just a tip. If you ever see a book and on the back of the book it says made in the US with the actual date of printing, it's from Amazon. And if they tell you something like, oh, I don't know where I got it printed at, or I have my publishers, no, you that was printed on Kindle Direct Publishing, but I know you want to tell me, but I know it was because I saw the date and it also had made in the USA and it was printed 2 weeks ago. You're lying. This is why I can't fool with some people. Because y'all lying. You're talking about, I don't know where I got it printed at. Okay, it's okay. But guess what? I'm writing your comment section saying, she got, see, that this is why the Lord has to work with me. Because I'll be the person writing your comment box. And someone will ask you, hey, where'd you get your books published at? And you would act like you didn't see their comment. And I'm going to come right under their comment and say, hey, I got her book. And here is it. And it was printed by Amazon. And I can show you because there's a picture. But see, this I don't do that because some of y'all will get offended and mad because you want to act like you want to tell the folks and the saints and you want to help them. It's all right. So anyway, this is the end. We are officially at an hour and a minute. So y'all, listen, last minute announcement so I can get out of here and get home and get Erica this stuff. So last minute stuff. Print School is officially open. Print School is not like a school that you pay for. Print School is actually the name of this channel officially. And so I need you guys to join the email list so you can start getting all the weekly strategies. The way you do that is going to the bottom of this link down here, which is glamprintgo.com/school. Go join the email list. It is for anyone who wants to learn about planners, journals, or print on demand businesses, how to grow them. Okay. Please sign up. I want to get at least 500 subscribers by the end of this month. We have over 6,000, so I don't think we'll have that hard of a time. But some of you guys need to be reminded, so please go and sign up. The second thing is that I posted 2 posts in the community tab, so I need you guys to go over there, please, and I need you to answer those questions so you can help me out. The third thing is that our last video, which is the Q&A, the December 2019 Q&A video that I did for planners and journals. Someone asked me, Genesis, can you make a resource for those of us who, are not putting out a whole bunch of money for making planners and journals? And so I introduced a concept which is called the $500 planner and journal business. So basically how to launch a planner and journal business for under $500. And I said that I would make the resource like $10, like $9.99. So tonight, matter of fact, actually, by the time we get off of here, I'm opening up pre-orders for this product. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm only going to allow up to 50 people to get this resource. And the reason why I'm doing a limit on it is because really for the fact of I just want to see how serious people are to actually get it. Because if it doesn't have high numbers, I'm probably not going to I may just give it to those who signed up, but I won't make it like an ongoing product. So if I get at least 50 people and I want to lock it up, because sometimes the way people are, if it's not exclusive, people don't jump. I'm going to make it exclusive because I just want to see how serious some people are. So it's only $10 and I'm going to do 50 people. And if you can do the math, you can see why 10 times 50 is 500, and the name of the product is the $500 business. Some of y'all gonna catch that next week. Anyway, so that's gonna drop tonight. You will be able to pre-order your product. It's going to be an ebook. Okay, it's very simple. It's gonna be an ebook. It's $10 an ebook, and it's gonna break down how to take $500 and how to designate what goes where. Okay, so if I'm just gonna break down. Okay, you're gonna spend this much on this. You're gonna spend like this much on that. You're gonna spend this much on that, and then I'm including the resources of where you're gonna spend your money at. So you're gonna get this here. It's going to be this much. You're going to go here and get that. It's going to be this much. And I also introduced the different paths you can take and what costs what and what you have to factor into with the $500, right? Again, with a $500 budget, you will be either making the product yourself if you're doing planners and journals, or you will be getting it self-published. So this is for those of you who have that route, and I'm going to be teaching you how to do self-publishing, right, with a $500 budget, because you definitely can do it. You can launch everything, do pre-orders, and even squeeze in some influencer money. To pay some influencers. Yes, with $500, you definitely can do that. Okay. So guys, listen, if you have any questions or you're looking for coaching, this is the new email. I'm so excited. This is the new email, which is hello@glamprintgo.com. This weekend is the last weekend that I'm offering one-on-one coaching. So we're actually introducing some 3-month coaching programs just for those producing planners and journals or print on demand. So if you want to do just one session, right? One session, I'm doing them this weekend. Actually, it was all this week for the new year, and it's $50 off. So a normal coaching session that some of you guys have invested in. Most of the people invested are on the business side, but it usually is $197 for 45 minutes plus your 4-week execution plan of homework. However, for this last week that I'm doing it, it's going to be $147, which is more than $50, like 50, 52. But actually, no, it's $50. It's $197. Yeah, it's $50. This is it. So this weekend is the last weekend. So I've had people emailing me, and they just, and they've been purchasing their coaching sessions. This is it. So if you've ever wanted to be coached by me, but not a program, some of you guys have emailed me and you will be actually entering a program with me, a 3-month program. But for those of you who want to do like one coaching call just to get your feet wet, just to kind of get like at least like a month's worth of work, done, then you need to email. You need to go this one, hello@glamprintgo.com, and email me and say, hey, Gigi, I want one of those $147 sessions. And so it's an online session. It's via Zoom video conferencing. You'll spend 45 minutes with me on the phone. I'm going to break down your strategy, break down what you need to do, how you need to do it. And it's different because I've had coaching clients. I did a coaching call today at 3, and it was with a client who already had launched planners and journals, but there was no strategy in how she had launched it. I've had other clients that they never launched and they need a plan because they don't have any plan. Then I have some clients who I've done coaching calls with, and you're stuck in layout, you're stuck in this, like you're stuck. And you're just like, where do I go? How do I go? How do I do this? How do I do that? Can you show me what my plan is? Because how you do your planner journal is different than how someone else does theirs, right? And so if you want one of those sessions, then you definitely need to go here. And then as far as the ebook, I'm dropping the link for the $500. It's gonna be $10. So this is affordable. So the $10 link will be dropped within, I already have the link, so I'm gonna drop it on the YouTube community tab. So if you're not coming over to the community tab, you won't be able to see it. Get on the community tab. I'm also gonna send out the link to those who join the email, which is going to be the bottom link that's running, which is here, glamprintgo.com/school. Okay, guys, see you guys later. New video coming out this weekend that is pre-recorded and edited with the new intro video. So we're changing it. We just got a new intro, but we're changing it again for print school. Okay, guys, I'll see you guys later. I will talk to you guys soon. Okay, if you need your coaching session for this weekend, again, it ends, you need to email me as soon as possible so you can get some of these last spots. Okay, bye guys, see you guys later.